Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining for today's session. I hope I'm audible to everyone now. Yes, cool. So today's session would be on the recent product updates which we got in place in the month of April and May. Okay. So as people are joining, we'll wait for a couple of minutes, for 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll begin the session sharp at 4-6 p.m. Okay, I hope that works. Try to put the session on standby for 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll begin the session sharp at 4-6 p.m. Thank you. Till then, I'll try to attach one handouts document for you so that you can go through that document. Yep. Thank you. For a couple of minutes. So, Shabib, you will be getting the recording of the session once the session has been done to your registered email ID. Yep. So we already have 70 attendees now. So I think we can go ahead. So once again, good evening, everyone. So this is Javed, and I would be walking you through today's webinar. As you're already aware, like today, we are not dealing with any specific topic. So we would be dealing with the recent product updates, which we got in place, and the new enhancements in the features for the month of April and May. Okay, so this doesn't include any specific module in today's session, so we would be dealing with all the different modules. So without much delay, I'll try to go ahead with the updates and what are the features and how you can manage them in detail. I'll make you walk through to that, right? So I'll just quickly share you my screen by switching off my camera. Let me know if you're able to view. Just give a moment. Where is this? Start sharing square. So I've shared you my screen. I hope it should be visible. So right, so whoever feels like the screen size is a bit slow, I mean, the screen size is very small. So beside the chat bar, you have the option of close chat. Okay, so for a period of time, you can click on close chat so that the screen gets enlarged. Okay, so you have the bar. I'll try to show you that button as well. Just give me a moment. I'll share you my complete. You are able to view my screen now. So here we have the option of close chat. Okay, so if you feel like the screen size is very small, so you can just enlarge it by clicking on that tab. Okay, so whenever you have any questions, you can just click on this open chat and you can just post your questions. Okay, got it? So can we go ahead with the session now? Yep, cool. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Vijeta. Okay, thank you, Amandi. Okay, so without much delay, I'll just take it forward. Cool. So I've shared you my screen. It should be visible now, right? Perfect. Yep. So we'll try to go through the module wise, like what are the recent updates we got in place. So I'll just show you the update over here and we'll look after the module wise, like we can go in detail with the update as well. Okay, so we'll try to look after the asset. Okay, so in the recent times, we don't have any update on the asset module. Okay, so for this time, we don't have any update in the month of April and March. So while coming to the attendance, so we'll go in detail, like what are the recent updates we got in place in the month of April, like. Okay, so the first update we would be talking about the bulk assignment of OT policy through Excel. Okay, so there are many companies like who are opting for who are opting for the OT policy configuration. Okay, so where do you do that? So for that OT policy configuration, you would be navigating to time attend, overtime, policies. Okay, so in case if you have this overtime policy in your company and you would be want to assign it in bulk. Okay, so earlier we didn't have the opportunity, I mean feasibility to allocate the overtime policy in bulk. So we got the option under time attend, overtime, and overtime policy allocation. Okay, so there you have the option of import overtime policies. Okay, so by using this option, what you can do is, so you can import overtime policy for all the employees in a single go. Okay, so this is one way of importing the overtime policy. Okay, so this is for the HR manager, like HR manager can do from this path. Okay, so in case if you are a global admin, okay, and you want to do that import, so you also have a different path for that. So you need to click on settings. So now I'm talking about a global admin point of view. Okay, so global admin will click on data imports. Okay, so many of our clients are not aware, like we do have a field called as data imports where you can import any kind of data from available from this particular path. Okay, so there you have shift board imports, overtime assignment report. All right, so you can use this data imports. So you have this module wise, so assets, attendance, and employee details, payroll, leave. So you have this module wise segregated. So you have this overtime assignment report. You can download the report, you can download the format, and you can assign the specific policy to that particular employee, right? So that's about this overtime policy allocation in a bulk. Okay, all right, so I'll explain you once again. So the if you're a global admin, you can do it from settings. If you scroll down in the bottom, you will be having the option of data imports, data import tracker. So this access is only available for all the global admins. So in case if you're not a global admin, it will not be available for you. And under data imports, you have the option of overtime assignments import, where you can do the imports in a bulk. Okay, so in case you are an HR manager or any other role, so if you want to do that import, you need to navigate to time attend, overtime and overtime policy allocation, right? So you can do it in two ways. Cool. So moving on the next update, we have this approval chain for overtime request. Okay. So earlier, this was also missing for the approval chains. Okay. So we had only standard approval chain earlier. So we got in place. We need to navigate to policies, and you have these versions. Okay. So earlier we used to manage only basic information and overtime configuration. So now we got this approval chain as well in the place where you can manage. So this is similar to the other approval chain settings that you follow in your regular way. So as you can see here, require approval if OT request exceeds 0 time in a week. So you can also create multiple level for that. And even we got this bulk approval as well in the place. You need to navigate to my team, attendance, and OT request approvals. So where you can select and approve in a bulk as well, right? So if you want to do it in an individual way, you can do it individual way. So if you want to do it in a bulk, you'll select all the requests and you will approve, right? So this is one of the interesting feature which we got in place in the recent time. Right. So these were the only two requests. These were the only two recent update in the attendance part. Okay. So are we clear on this attendance module so that we can move ahead with the core HR? I just need few S. Yeah. Thank you. Any more? Any more? Okay, that's fine. So we'll move on to the core HR module. Okay, we'll look after the recent updates. Cool. Right. So every day you would be getting this email digest email, right? So earlier we didn't have the option to customize this email digest. Okay. So let's assume one of your employees on maternity leave or paternity leave for a period of time. Okay. And though the employee is on leave and you're getting the email every single day in the email digest, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so if you don't want that email digest to happen when the employees are on maternity or government leave or paternity leave, okay, so you can go to that configuration settings. So I'll just show you like where you can manage this. So you can select like which leave type and all. So again, you need to click on settings. So again, please be noted that these settings will be available only for the global admins. So you need to click on integrations and automations. So here it is, integrations and automations. So then you will click on event triggers. Edit. Chat off today. Right, so you can manage here like when do you want to trigger that email and all. Okay, so you can click on settings. Okay, so select leave tabs to be excluded from email digest. Okay, I'll just okay, so you need to click on edit daily email digest. You need to scroll down, so you have this option of off day settings. Okay, so when the employees are off, so you need to click on settings, and here if you just check, select leave types to be excluded from daily email digest. Okay, so if you don't want certain leave types to be included in the daily email digest, okay, so you can just select that leave type. Okay, so you can manage it that way. So that's about the daily email digest configuration. And coming to the minor updates. So right, so earlier we don't have the option of date of submission column. So we got this a date of submission column in the org documents. So whenever you are trying to upload verify any document, so now you would be able to find the date of submission. Okay, so in case employee wise as well, if you want to verify only single document, you need to click on this verify option. So in case if you want to verify them in a bulk way, okay, so you need to click on verify all. So this is how you do that. Okay, so in the recent update we got this date of submission. So earlier HRs were not able to understand like on which date the document has been submitted by the employee. So that's the reason we got this in place. So it was like a minor update in the module. So we got this group heads report. Okay, so in case if you have any group head, I'll just show you an example of it. Org, sorry, dashboard, reports. Yes, we have this group heads report. Okay, so in case if you have any group type, okay, so let's assume if you want particular department this but only department wise reports, so you'll be getting the group heads report for this particular group, custom group, customer success. Okay, the email is cs@kcar.com and the group heads are customer and Twinkle Verma. And for support it's Anilaja Durba, and for manager group it's Shruti M. Okay, so it's particularly about the department heads report. Like if you want to identify like for which department who is the department head, so you can use this report. So you can grab it under employee reports, under org dashboard and employee reports, and under employee info. So sorry, employee policies and other. So you can find this report of group heads report. So you can grab that report as well. Okay. Okay, so without much delay, next point, minor updates. Okay, so in case if you want to delete any notice period, right? So the system, you would be creating multiple notice periods at a time. Okay, and let's assume in the future, if you don't want any notice period in your policy, okay, so let's assume you have created different notice period saying that 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Okay, and after a period of time, if you want to delete this 74 days wala notice period, okay, so that no one allocates it to any of the employee, okay, and create a confusion. So you can do it by navigating to org exits, settings, and notice period. So one important point to be noted is you would be able to delete the certain notice period only if there are 0 employees assigned to it. Okay, so in case if it is assigned to any of the employee, okay, who is working in your organization, then you would not be able to delete that because you already have some data linked to it, right? All right, so one more interesting feature which we got in recent place was the Keka wall. Okay, so let me go it in a brief way. Okay, so what is Keka wall? So Keka wall is something just similar to the Facebook wall or Instagram wall, where you would be posting your interests or something related to that you're happy about, or any announcement that you want to do. Okay, so for that all the posts you can also have some you also have this reactions. So you have this like, clap, love, insightful, and curious. So you can post anything, you can give the comments as well. Okay, you can provide your comments, and again you can reply to that comment as well. Okay, so it's very interesting feature that we got in place. Okay, and few more interesting features are, so if anyone's birthday is there, you can even wish it from here itself. Okay, so they would be a toggle box would be coming out saying that if you want to wish, you can wish to that employee. Okay, so there were many couple of other requests from the organization saying that they don't want their employees to post anything, or they don't want their employees to post anything on the KK wall. Okay, so how do you disable that? So before seeing the option of disable, so I'll just show you how can you post that. Okay, so you'll just type something. I'll just say hi, and if I just want to address anyone, mention employee name. I use this at the rate. Sorry, my name is not included. So I'll say Bhargav Sai. I'll mention some employee and I can post it. So even I can select like posting to the organization, or I can post to any particular department itself, so that I would be able to view. Same applies to the announcement. If I just want to even if I want to notify employees through an email, I can do that. If it's require an acknowledgement, I can select that. If I want to hide after X number of days, even I can do that. Okay, so even applies for the poll as well. I can create polls here, so I can add multiple options, right? So I can select this poll expiry date. I can notify employees. I can select whether I want to anonymize the users or not. Okay, so there were a couple of requests like disabling this feature, like they don't want employees to post, only the option to view whatever has been posted on the KK wall. So for such changes, you need to navigate to org and employees. Okay, I repeat, you need to navigate to org, employees, and settings. Okay, so there you will be having the option of wall, which is of KK wall settings. Okay, so I repeat, org, employees, settings, and then KK wall. Then you have the option of edit. So you just need to uncheck all the boxes. Okay, so once you uncheck, employee will not be able to post anything, so it would be just in an hide. Okay, so it will be just in a view position for the employee. Okay, he can just provide the reaction and comment on any of the post, but he would not be able to post anything, since we have disabled saying that employee can post any content in the organization, post poll in the organization, post poll announcements in the organization. So we have disabled all the settings. So apart from this, we also disable saying that enable departmental wall, so that we are not allowing employees to post on an department wise post as well. Okay, so in case if you want to restrict posting them, you need to navigate to this tab or employee settings and wall, so that you can disable this, right? So that's about the KK wall. Minor update, generating letters, usable and job details import. Right. So one interesting feature which we got in recent time is, which is regarding this org dashboard, and so whenever you are trying to import employee job details, right? So all the data is getting downloaded. Okay. So in case if you want to download only specific department or location or anything such, it was getting very difficult and hectic to download a report, right? So for minimizing that data, so we have given an option. So whenever you click on this Excel template, so either if you want to include all employees data in the Excel, or if you want to group only certain employees data, you can also do that. You can select business unit, you can select department. So location, if I want only Mumbai location data, all employee job details, so I can just click on Mumbai too and I can download. Okay, so in case if I want only job title was, I need only of the sales manager, so I can select only sales manager, I can click on download. In case if I want to have all employees report, I can click on all employees and download this report, right? So actually this has been this reduces your hectic process of daily schedules. So whenever you're downloading and reporting, so earlier there were many uh, complaints saying that the report is taking more time to download. So that's the reason we have given the filters in the report, so that you can download only required employees data. Okay, right. So this was also requested by many of our clients. So in all employees report, they were requesting for an cost center and band filter. Okay, so that they can filter the data dependent on the cost centers and bands. Okay, so this was requested by many of our clients, saying that they need only cost center report, we are not able to find anywhere. So that's the reason we have provided this cost center and report. Okay, so even you can use it in the filters as well. Okay, legal entity user face incorporation. So there was some so earlier we had everything on the single page, like all the legal entities information is in a single page. Okay, so like resignation form, authorized signatory, and bank details, everything were captured in the single page. And now we have bifurcated it into different pages. I'll just show you that. Org, org structure, sorry, org legal entities. Yep. Right, so we have bifurcated saying that you can add your n number of signatories. Earlier, you would be able to map only one. So we have given action by adding number of n number of signatories, and you would be able to add multiple bank details as well. Okay, so you can manage it over this page. Okay, so in the first page, you can manage the address and all. In the second page, you can manage the signatories page option, and in the third page, you can manage the bank details. Okay, so that's about the enhancements that we received in this particular tab. So that's about the core HR module. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, we can move to the next module. Just give me one. Right, so if an employee posts in the wall, will everyone in the org can see that? So right, so if you have enabled, if the employee post it under the org, then everyone in your organization would be able to see that, Jan. To update the bank details and then extract the data for the payroll. Etisha, it's not suggested to do that way, because if the employee gives wrong bank details, right? So it would be again a difficult task for you to manage that. Okay, so that's the reason we are not suggesting to allow employees to update the bank details. So employees can just review them. Okay, okay. So what's the difference between post and announcement? So okay, okay, I understand that. Let me just quickly walk you through that. Okay, so post in the sense you can just post anything like hi everyone, or post any image. Okay, so announcement. Okay, so announcement can be saying that you may have a title for that. You can have an detailed information on that. If you want to have acknowledgement for that particular announcement, saying that hey everyone. So if you have an uh, vaccination drive in your company, like if you how many of you want to have the uh, vaccination for you, if you want to have an acknowledgement, so you can post it as an announcement. So if it is just like when information for everyone, you can post it under the post. Okay, so we'll just quickly move to the next module. Sorry, I missed that. I think we'll try to move to the next module. So engage. Just give a moment, it's taking time to load. Sorry, just give a moment. Sorry, just give me a moment. I'll try to connect. It's okay. Please share my screen. Right. So in the engage module, so we have only this Keka wall feature. So as of now, so moving on to the help desk. So there are few features we got in place. Right. So the few features are, so add in progress status. Okay. So earlier we had the option of only open and close. Okay. So whenever you take raise a ticket on help desk, right? So earlier we have the option of updating the status as only open or closed. Okay. So unless someone open the ticket and checks the status, they were unable to identify like what's the status of the particular ticket. Okay, so to understand whether the working on that particular ticket has been started or not, so we have given the option of, so we have given the option of to update the status as in progress. Okay, so whenever you open a ticket, help desk ticket, the option will be shown as in progress. Okay, so you can tag that to that. Okay, so the next interesting option in helpdesk 6. So we got this multiple chain level options. Okay, so in case if ticket is not getting resolved in X number of days, okay, so if ticket is not resolved in 2 days, you can say, notify the next employee. Okay, L2 level of escalation matrix you can create, and L3 level of escalation matrix you can create. Okay, so if the ticket is not getting resolved in 2 days, you can manage that notifying by the email. So if ticket is not resolving in 3 calendar days, the next level of employee would be notified. Okay, so that's about the escalation matrix and configuration, the points of escalation. Mm-hmm. So that's about the help desk will be Hiro. So in Hiro, we got this Outlook and Zoom integrations and Microsoft Teams integrations in place. So as you are already aware, earlier we had this Microsoft Teams integration. So recently we got a Zoom integration and Outlook integration as well. So you just need to click on enable and you would be routed to login. So once you log in, the status would be updated as enable. So whenever you are scheduling any interview, so only the Zoom link will be sent to the both the interviewer as well as the candidate. So both of them would be receiving that email. Sorry, am I audible now? So there was a power interruption at my place. So I just sorry, really sorry for that. Am I audible? Hello. Yes, sure. Thank you, Mukesh. Since I am the only one interacting, right? So I would not be able to know without an S. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so right, so we were talking about the integrations part. Okay, so in case if you have Kekahire in your subscription, okay, and you want to integrate it with your Zoom, Outlook, or Microsoft Teams, okay, so which are available as of now. Okay, so you can just select the whatever the integration platform that you want to have. So you just need to click on enable. So once you click on enable, a login page would be routed. So once you provide your login details automatically, so Zoom integrations will be activated to your account. Okay, so whenever your team is trying to schedule an interview, then Zoom integrations come into this place, so that even the interviewer as well as the candidate would be getting an emails on that, right? Okay. Okay. Mm. Right. So advanced candidate search in Keka. So Keka Hire. So earlier we have this only option of search bar. Okay. So let's assume I just want to search Javed on Keka Hire. Okay. So I used to get multiple Javeds. Okay. There are also 13 more results. Okay. So with that I would be able to not identify which is my actual account. So for resolving such issues, so we have provided you some advanced search bars. Okay, so in case if I want to search any particular job title was Javed, I would be able to search. Okay, so if I want to search any particular source, like who applied from Naukri job post, I would be able to search. Okay, so there is only one Javed who applied from Naukri job post. Okay, so if I just remove like schooling, okay, we'll just check gender, male. Okay, if not, we'll try to take female and search for Javed. We'll just check with an example. Okay, thank God I'm not there. Cool. Okay, so this is how you can search for any of the employee in the advanced search bar. Okay, so that's about the advanced search we got in place. That's about the advanced search. What are the next features? So right, so added pre-boarding candidate information report. So earlier, many clients were asking for a report related to the pre-boarding, because we have reports related to only for the job perspective and hiring status perspective and interview status perspective. So there were no reports related to these pre-boarding stages. So for that, resolving such issues, so we have provided this pre-boarding candidate information report. Okay, so in case if you want to search any for a particular job role or recruiter wise or recruiter say source wise, or if you want to check pre-boarding stages like is yet to start or collection info or verification info or release offer, how many candidates are there, offer acceptance, release offer, so whether it is a direct offer or indirect offer. So indirect offer in the sense which follows the hiring process. Okay, so a direct offer in the sense which don't follow the hiring process. Okay, so without doing any hiring process, you would be able to create a direct offer. Okay, so that's about the direct offer and indirect offer. Okay, so we got this pre-boarding report. Even you can download the report in an Excel format. So we have this Excel download option as well. Okay. Right, so that's about Keka hire. So moving on the leave tab. So there are no much updates in the leave tab. So leave module as of now. So moving on the mobile application, no recent update in mobile application as well. So right, so in payroll we got couple of bulk of changes. Okay, so which were requested by many of our clients. Sorry, I'm unable to scroll down. Just give a moment. Many technical glitches today. Well, this payroll. Yep. Right. So, so in the short span of time, we would not be able to cover every single page in detail. So we'll go all the features in a single go. Okay, so what are the features we got in place? Okay, so one recent option is ability to fetch list of salary components from API. Okay, so whoever client is using this API integrations for the payroll part. Okay, so you can use this. So we got the salary components as well. You can pull the data of the salary components as well in the API. Okay, so we would be able to provide these details. So whoever using this API integrations for payroll, so you can refer to this update under April 7th. Okay, so we are providing that API details. Okay, so let's assume for any of the employee, if you don't have any ESI information, right? So earlier you were unable to uncheck that box. Okay, so now we have provided the box, check this if ESI details are not available. Okay, so earlier we used to give only if ESI is eligible or not. So earlier we don't have the option of checking if ESI details are not available. So now we have provided saying that you can check the box if ESI details are not yet available for any of the employee. So these ESI details would be available under Employee My Finance and Preferences page. Okay, so if you navigate to Finance and Preferences, so under that you will be having this uh, mm, PF, ESI, and LWF information. So you can just check for all the employees. Okay, so next option. Right. So we have updated the PF overrides page. Okay. So whenever if you navigate, so if you want override for certain employee, so the PF override. So actually the screen is not visible clearly. Let me just show it in the demo. Right. So the PF screen override screen got updated now. Where is the PF override? Right. So it's enabled. So I'll just click on employees. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. So right, so we have the option of edit, right? So once you click on this edit, okay. So we have enabled, so we have updated the screen now for this particular page. So if you want to override the desired PF, you'll just give the new PF values. So if you want to prorate LOP adjustments on the PF as well, so you'll enable this, right? So we just got this screen updated, nothing more new in this feature. Okay, so that's about the edit part which I was talking about. Mhm. Right. So even the payroll admin landing page got updated. So if you just compare to the previous screens which were there in Jan and Feb, so the screens are different now. So we have given the all the override sections in one, reimbursement components in one, payroll status and tax resume sections in one page. So we have bifurcated and made it simple for you. Okay, so all the income tax filing information from the first, it was here itself, so you can do your form 24Q filing from that particular page. Okay, so we got this updated. Next interesting option, minor updates. So we'll just ignore these minor updates as of now. So I will ad hoc alone same amount it is paid. Right. So we have this option of let's assume for any ad hoc allowances you have. So if you want to deduct complete tax on the ad hoc allowance within the same month, which is being paid out, so you can select this option. So whenever you are creating any ad hoc component, right? Okay. So whether it has tax benefit. Okay. So do you deduct the total tax payable on this component in the month it is paid out? Okay. So if you want to deduct all that tax in the same month, you can enable that as yes. So if you want to bifurcate for all the month, you can just select it as no. Okay, so if you want to select it as the same so right, so this was also one more interesting option which PF slabs. Okay, so if you just navigate to the PF and ESI settings, sorry, PT settings. Okay, so we got this. If you want to understand more about the view statutory slabs, I'll just show you the example. Better. So you just need to navigate to settings, payroll, my finance settings. Sorry, my bad. Right, statutory filing information. Okay, so we'll just quickly navigate to PT. Oops, no PT sections. We'll just go to one more pay group. I'll just try to choose one different pay group where I have some real data. Right, I'll choose this one over industries. Hmm. Okay, so most of the organizations, most of the accounts have been not enabled the PT. Tools are not available. Okay, right. So what happens is I'll just show it in the demo itself. So, okay, so you will be able to view the statutory slabs. Okay, so like what are the statutory slabs for Andhra Pradesh or different states look like? Okay, so that you would be able to view it under uh, statutory filing information under professional tax. So whenever you're configuring this, so you would be able to identify like what is the PT slab says in that particular location. Okay, so wages, so if we just check for Andhra Pradesh, it's like wages up to 15,000 it's nil. So wages from 15,000 to 20,000 it's 150, and wages equal or about to 20,000 it's 200. Okay, so we have given the option to view PT and LW statutory slabs in that particular location and during the configuration level. Mhm. We- So we also got this. You can allocate the entire PF contribution to EPF in case if you want to have. Okay. So if the employee doesn't want to contribute to EPS, okay. So if the employee want to contribute completely to the EPF, so you just need to enable this under EPF and ESI settings for that particular information. So you need to navigate to PF settings of that particular employee by navigating to payroll admin. So you have this employee PF and ESI info, right? Okay, so you just need to click on edit for whomever if you want to edit. So in case if you feel like employee doesn't contribute toward the EPS and if you want to contribute only to the EPF, you just need to enable that so that all the amount will be going to the EPF itself, right? Right. So many of our clients were asking for this option as well. So if there are many companies who doesn't opt for daily wages. Okay. Some companies only opt for the monthly wages. Okay. So monthly salary payments. Okay. So they don't want daily wages to be visible anywhere in the portal. So how do they manage that? They need to navigate to settings, payroll, and that particular pay group and general payroll settings, and you have this daily wages. So if you don't want daily wages, you just need to off that and click on complete so that your settings have been configured. Okay, so at any point of time you just want to enable, so you just need to route to the same path saying that settings, payroll setup, and general payroll settings. So we got this professional tax automation for the Tamil Nadu. Okay, so it would be the for the first step it would be from the April to September cycle, and the uh, second cycle will be from August to March. Okay, so sorry, October to March. Okay, so that would be deducted in the month of Jan. Okay, so for the first cycle, which is from April to September, it would be deducted in the month of August. And in the second cycle, which is from October to March, it will be deducted in the month of January. Okay, so how do you configure? So what is the PT deduction periodicity in your organizations? Okay, so though it is part of Tamil Nadu, some of the organization would like to continue with the monthly PT deduction. So in that case, if you want to continue with monthly, so you will be selecting it as monthly. So in case if you want to configure as per the government norms, you can select it as half yearly deductions. Okay, so that is how you configure. So even that bifurcation would be visible for you. So in case if it is for the half yearly wages, so it would be 135. So if it is salary ranges from 45,000 to 60,000, it would be 690. So if it is 75,000 and above, so it would be 120, 1250. right? So all the bifurcations we are being shown in that particular tab under the PT settings. Okay. Right. So the next interesting option is, so whether you want to pay components separately. So let's assume there are many companies which were requesting for paying the ad hoc components in a separate batch. Okay. So by creating a separate batch, so how do we do that? Okay, so you need to navigate to first you need to enable that the components itself. So do you want to pay this component separately? So if you want to pay it in the same batch, you will select it as no. So if you want to pay it separately under the ad hoc allowance batches, you will select it as yes. Okay, so once you enable that, so whenever you are trying to create batches, right, it will be shown like this, like salaries, bonus, overtime, and shift elements. Okay, so if you want to create it as component wise, you can create its component, and you can pay it component wise as well, right? So you can create components wise batches like this. Okay, so I repeat, so you need to go to salary components settings and go to that particular component and enable saying that you will pay the component separately. So once you are done, so you will finalize the payroll, and after finalizing the payroll, so you will come to this particular page while creating the batches. So while creating the batches, you can the system will automatically segregate up upon your settings, saying that you need to create a different batch for your overtime, for shift allowance, for bonuses, and for salaries. So you can create those batches. Okay, right. So one more very important feature. Okay, so earlier you were able to only declare. Okay, so earlier we have an option of only declaring one HRA under any particular employee. Okay, so now you would be able to declare more HRAs in your profile. So let's assume if you have uh, one sorry. So let's assume the employee is having one own house, one rented residence. Okay, and he is saying and he is staying some rented residence. Okay, so now we have updated it to rented residence and owner residence. Okay, so you will be able to provide multiple landlords as well. So in case if you have for the same location, if you have multiple landlords, you can update multiple landlords in that particular page. Okay, so earlier you would be able to upload only one landlord for that particular tenant. So now we have given more options. So right, so whenever you're creating it for your own occupancy, so whenever you're creating for the own occupancy, it would be as self-occupied or let out property or both. Okay, so you can select that and you can provide your residence details and you can upload it. Right, so since we have only 5 minutes, we'll try to quickly wind up and check what are the important features what we have. Mhm. So coming on the performance, right, so we have one important feature which is regarding this uh, migration of from my team from the inbox to inbox. Okay, so earlier, so where whatever the information you have depend in the, so anything related to the performance, earlier we used to show it under the my team performance. Okay, so now we have migrated it to inbox and take actions. Okay, so under take actions, you would be able to be like what are the review forms or nominations are pending upon you. Okay, so once you are submitted and clear, it would be shown under the archive tab. Okay, so you no need to navigate to any other page. So whatever you have submitted would be visible on the archive tab. Okay, so this is related to the performance and timesheet. Right, so one highlighted feature I'll just show you on that part. Okay, so whenever you're trying to approve any timesheet, right, so the approvers are unable to identify if that timesheet period includes any holiday or leave. Okay, so if the timesheet period includes holiday and leave, so we are showing that in colors as well. So the umbrella mark indicates it's a holiday, and the flight marks indicate saying it and the employees on leave. Okay, so that the approver would understand like there were certain number of days which were holidays declared by the organization as well. Right, so any other update? Kika API, no. So coming to the expense, Right. So we got this expense policy explanation. Okay. So whenever employee, if the earlier the employee was not unable to understand like what is his expense policy. Okay. So now we are make it very simple, saying that if the employee navigates to his profile, okay, so whenever he tries to raise any expense, okay, so there you have the expense policy indicating, saying that so whenever the employee is raising any expense, once he click on that file mark, so he would be able to read like what does his expense policy says and what is the limit of your expense policy. Okay, so he would be able to view that. So with this, I will try to quickly wind up the session for today since it's already 5, and we'll try to have 2 minutes of question. And let me know if you have any questions so that we can just quickly have a session on that. And if you have any more questions or any other queries, you can just drop an email to support@kika.com. So we'll definitely try to help you on that. Since it's just a webinar session today, we would not be help everything in a detailed way. Okay, I hope you understand that part. So I'll just quickly share you one link. Okay, so as of now, this link will be available for you. So whatever the webinars till now we have covered will be available in this particular page, which is vimeo.kkhr. So it's like a repository of all the sessions that we have covered till today. Okay, so if you have any questions related to our any module or any product update, so I sincerely suggest as well to refer the product updates whenever you have any time, because we are getting more interesting updates in place every single day. Okay, so you can refer so whenever you have any time. Okay, so that's bring up the end of this session for today. Okay, so we'll coming up next week again with a different session again on Thursday at sharp at 4 p.m. Till then, everyone, take care. Bye bye. Have a great evening. Thank you. Thanks for joining.